Hello and welcome. I'm so happy you're here as I'm going to show you how to get listing leads every week and net 6 figures every year. If you're struggling to get clients and to successfully get them through the real estate transaction, then you are in the right place. You may not know this, but there is a huge misconception about how successful real estate agents grow their business. Now, you probably got in this business because you know it's a booming business. Last year in the United States, they reported $3.81 trillion were exchanged in real estate deals. $3.81 trillion. It's probably why you got into it. But the reality of the business is that it can be really hard. If you look at some of these stats, the average income of a real estate agent in the whole United States is $61,000. Then we also talked about the competition. There's 175,000 agents out there in the United States. 87% of them quit. We'll come back to that. And then we'll also talk about the states that have the most agents. Florida, California, Texas, large states, it makes sense, but also Virginia and Colorado. So there's a lot of competition, but we can break through it. I want to explain, first of all, why this is a good use of your time. That program I'm talking about, this is different. So if you've struggled with consistent income in the past, it's not your fault because it's hard to get started in real estate. And I want to put your fears to rest because today what you will learn is different. What has held you back is thinking that passing the state and national exams makes you ready to sell real estate. If you've ever thought this has to be easier, then you're right. After this webinar, you'll get to know that there is a system from finding the leads all the way through to getting your paycheck, and I'm excited to share this with you. Now, if you're serious about real estate, please take the next 1,380 seconds because it can change your life. Silence your phones, just put away your, TikTok and Instagram and just give me your attention, and hopefully that you'll get so much value out of this education. Now, the only way for you to get consistent income in real estate is through a comprehensive business plan. I'm going to show you how exactly to get leads, convert them into clients, receive paychecks, and then create a referral network so you get repeat business and clients. This is called my full cycle closing system. Now, let me tell you a little bit about myself and why you should listen to me. I've been in this business for over 13 years. I've also done a bunch of continuing education. I'm a continuing education instructor. I have my GRI, SRES, my master's degree, and my managing broker's degree. I also am a life coach because so often people struggle with work and life balance. So those are just a few of the accolades that I have, but I can tell you that I'll let you know about my backstory. My husband and I were going to move back from Colorado to Indiana because we just didn't feel like we could make it in Colorado. My father-in-law is a fourth generation realtor, so I was going to work with him. And my grandfather-in-law recommended that I learn the ropes in Colorado and then I move. So I started my business in Colorado, and after that first year, we decided we loved it and we didn't want to go back. But I kept at it in real estate, but I was by myself. This is my late father-in-law, and he was such an inspiration and he was such a great mentor, but it's a lonely business. And I ran into this problem. There is no process. There is no training on how to sell real estate. I was learning as I went. I was winging it. I was not running my business like a business. And this almost got me out of the business before I got started, which is what most people do. I couldn't get leads. I couldn't convert them to clients. I couldn't get to the closings. I couldn't get referrals. I was exhausted. I was trying all the things, all the cold call, door knocking, FSBOs, anything and everything, and I was barely making enough to pay all my bills. So I was really questioning if this was right. I left my career to go all in with real estate, and I realized I might not make it. But then this happened. Leanne Goff. 9 years into my career of this struggling and exhaustion, I had done a lot of deals and I knew the ropes of real estate. But then I joined a brokerage owned by this lady, Leanne Goff, and she showed me how to run my business like a business, how to have a schedule, a plan, and a process from getting leads, qualifying them, turning them into clients, and then breezing through inspection and closing to get more money in my pocket. And then I got those clients to continue to refer me to many more clients. So once I got this under my belt and had a bunch more deals and easier years, tripling my income, I wanted to support other agents to help them launch their real estate business. I knew that I would not reach my goal of being a leader and helping other agents build their career if I couldn't help them. Wouldn't help the 9 out of the 10 agents that were going to quit the company within 5 years. I became a continuing education instructor, got my life coaching certification, and became the director of education at my company. I was reconnecting with my first love with a decade of real estate failures and successes to pull from. So then I started coaching my team of agents. And then after all that was done, I put together what I'm now calling my full cycle lead to closing system. And this is what we're going to talk about: my daily actionable videos, weekly group coaching with me, and a database of done for you scripts, questionnaires, documents. But it's not just me. I really want to share with you really what worked for other people. For instance, I'm so excited to introduce you to Molly. Molly got licensed in 2018. We started working together in 2020, and she dramatically increased her efficiency, and her income is on track to net over $400,000 in 2022. She is such a success story. She's a very motivated person, but until we sat down and I gave her the systems to put in place, then it's just plug and play, and she was able to really maximize her time and her income at the same time. Another great success story of someone I worked with is Bree. Now, Bree got licensed in 2020. I worked with her from the beginning, but it did take the 6 months to get her first closing, which is average. But in year 2, she had done 11 transactions. She had 9 buyers and 2 sellers. She closed $4,162,500 of real estate deals, and she just bought her first home. She's even on track to do more next year. I'm so proud of Bree, and I'm so honored that I got to help her through this journey to make her reality of a great real estate career come true. Now, if you want to do this too, then you have to do the same thing when I got started. And bear with me, you really need to visualize what you want. I say you have to believe it to see it. So take a moment, wherever you are, close your eyes, and imagine what it would be like to have the real estate career of your dreams. Now, if you had the things you just visualized, would it make a difference in your life? Are you ready to learn how? Let's do this. What we'll cover, my first secret, it's all about making your first $12,000 a month. And once you start getting that consistent income, not that roller coaster where you have tons of deals and then you're just scraping for any other leads, 12,000. So that's my first secret. My second secret is that you might think, oh, I already have a referral-based business, but this is different. And so I'll explain a little bit more how you'll do that. Even if you think you have a referral-based business, you can still triple your income. And then finally, that we're not talking about door knocking, cold leads, FSBOs, paying for ads. None of that stuff is part of my program. This is a full cycle closing system. So first secret. First of all, I wanted to address the idea of $12,000 because for some of you, that's going to seem like a really big goal. And for some of you, it seems like a really small goal. So I just wanted to put a real number in there. So at $12,000, that would make you putting around $144,000 a year. Now, as we said, $61,000 is the average income of an agent. So that's more than double. So that's why I wanted to say $12,000 a month, not just 6 figures a year, but consistent income so that you don't have these roller coasters of income and then scarcity and feast and famine, we like to call it. But if you are in a market that's more expensive, then we can do more. We can do $15,000, $18,000 a month consistently. So let me tell you a little bit about one of my epiphany stories. My good friends Bo and Dina told me about a friend who's going to list her home. I didn't have a script to qualify the seller, but I showed up at her house, walked through their house. This is not what I do now. So embarrassing. And then I later sent her a bunch of comps for her home. She asked how much she should list it for, and I told her that was up to her. You know, I provided her the data. I didn't feel confident to say a price. I didn't want to overpromise and price it too high. I didn't want to be too conservative and price it too low. Guess what? I didn't get that listing. I didn't get that client. I didn't get any potential referrals. Bo and Dina never trusted me to refer clients to me again. This is an example of what not to do. I didn't have a process. I didn't have any confidence. I didn't have a system. Now, I'm not the only one who's struggling in this business. We know the majority of agents are out of the business because they just can't cut it. And unfortunately, I have two stories of friends that got in the business years ago, paid all the money, did all the classes and the testing and the brokerage, and these two are now off of doing other jobs. I believe Frances, she does amazing marketing work, so she's very successful, but never really took off in her real estate career. And Corey, I believe he's a fireman, so that's awesome. But again, these are people that really wanted to have a career in real estate and just weren't able to make ends meet. You may think that you need years and years of experience in order to build a system and a process to get referrals and repeat business, but that is not a problem. Within my system, you'll learn the complete from lead to client to closing to referral system within 90 days. That's right. In just 90 days, you'll learn the entire sales cycle. You don't need to have years and years and years of experience in order to get to there. But I just wanted to repeat this statistic. Unfortunately, 87% of agents are out of the business within 5 years. That is only 1 out of 10 agents that are sitting there taking the exam will even be in the business within 5 years. So that is my entire mission, is to help people get over that hurdle to stay in the business. Now, the second secret is a lot of people think, oh, I already have a referral-based business, but that's okay. You can still triple your clients by creating a process for referrals and customer follow-up. So let me tell you another story. Early in my career, I had a friend refer me to Andy and Randy, and yes, that is their real names. They were just moving here from San Francisco. They had one son at the time, and they wanted a larger family. We spent some time in the Foothill Mountains and ended up finding a foreclosure in the Boulder suburbs. Now, this home had some stucco issues, and as you may know, getting permission to take core samples out of a home that is owned by a bank is a difficult task. But I got the permission. We did the sample, which turned out to be fine. We got the home under contract, even with 4 other parties circling. I got them through closing and remain in touch and great friends. I made them enchiladas for the birth of their second child. My husband played on a soccer team with Randy. We did Christmas gifts every year. They, right after that deal, they referred me to Doug and Rachel, who I helped with the new construction, as well as Adrian and Nicola, who I helped them buy a home just down the street from Andy and Randy. Now, fast forward 11 years later, Doug and Rachel went to sell their house and moved to England. I'm sad they're moving to England, but I stayed in touch. They hired me, and I just sold their house. Now, this one deal that I did a great job on turned into 3 more deals. And I'm sure that those clients continue to refer me and also rehire me when it comes time for them to sell. And I want to share some awesome other success stories about how these clients took a system of referrals and really built upon it. So this is another one of the women that I coached, Jenna. She's awesome. She's in her 6th year. So she really needed to work on process and consistency, but her main focus was working on her commission rate. So what she was doing is still offering discounts, even without people asking for it. And she was not showing her value. So when I started working with her, she just had her first baby, and we really try to show her value. And just by doing the same amount of deals, but showing her value and increasing her commission and feeling confident with that, she was able to bring in like $25,000 more with the same amount of deals. She is now pregnant with twin boys, and she is on track to have her best year yet. I'm so proud of Jenna. So a common myth, you may think you already have a referral-based business, and that's not a problem, because with my system, it will be built on your current database to get referrals without even asking for them, and to get the right qualified leads that you actually want to work with. So in my system, you'll never have to even ask or beg for any referrals if you do it right. Your clients will want to refer you. It actually makes them look good when they have an awesome agent to refer people to. My third secret is how to earn $12,000 a month consistently, so you never have to pay for leads, do cold calls, or call FSBOs again. So there is a system, and again, we talked about that number of 12,000. It could be greater than that, but I just want to make sure that you understand that there is a system that will make it consistent and a lot less work than really scraping the barrel for those other leads. Now, I can tell you another story, and I'm going to say his name is Joe to protect the guilty. Joe was making $40,000 a month. We were all so impressed with how much Joe was doing. but he was spending $23,000 a month on Zillow leads. He was netting $17,000 a month, which is pretty good, but he was doing like 6, 7, 8 deals a month. He was chasing cold leads that were not qualified. The truth is, the most people we know have at least 12 agents in their contacts. I want to work with sellers in my neighborhood and my repeat clients, not randoms on Zillow. If that works for him, that's great. My system is not about paying for leads, not about finding cold people and trying to convince them to work with you. It is the people who are already out there who are ready to buy and sell, and that it's just an easy decision to call you. A great example of this third secret is Ryan. So he was 7 years into the business. He owned his own brokerage. He is the top listing broker in MLS. And this year he bought several investment properties. Now I got the experience to work with Ryan. Obviously he was already an experienced and great agent. I've been working with him for the past 2.5 years. And in those years is when he really created a process and a system. And he has never made more money and never had more time for his family of 3. So he is just really loving the ease and the consistent income that he's receiving from my 90 Days New Agent system. Okay, so you may think that there's a trick to success or that it's difficult to find leads and convert them into sales, but it's actually easy if you have a system. I want to share with you some of the stats that I see coming out, and I don't know if you fall in this category, but the most homes bought last year were bought by millennials. Almost half of all the homes were bought by millennials. Now let's define again who millennials are, 25 to 40. I'm not quite in that category, but bless you if you are. So those people are probably your peers. If you look around, your peers are buying half the homes right now. Millennials have a lot of interest in being homeowners. It's great. It's a wonderful trait. But when you think you need to recruit your parents' friends, it's not true. They're your friends that are shopping for homes right now. And if you're not a millennial, you're a Gen X, and we buy the most expensive homes out there. So I just want to tell you that there's so many opportunities out there. The buyers and sellers are all around you. You need to foster who's close. We don't need to go work with strangers and door knock and do all that yucky stuff. We just need to provide value to your friends, and the money will flow. Your business will just blossom if you just focus on those people that are around you. Now, can you see how this would work for you using these 3 secrets? I just want to repeat the 3 secrets, what we've covered, right? So we're going to talk about not paying for leads, not paying for any of those to get $12,000 or more a month consistently, and turning your existing customers into repeat clients and referral machines. The second secret is that even if you think you have a referral-based business, you can still triple your clients using my process. And then the third secret is that we'll never pay for leads, do cold calls, doing any of those things to get you to your consistent $12K a month. Now, let me ask you a question. Who wants to do this right now? Right now. Who wants to do this right in the next 90 days? From now to 90 days, you could have this entire system done and implemented and ready to rock and roll. So at this point, you have 2 choices. You can keep doing what you're doing. You can keep watching YouTube videos and trying to break into a difficult niche. You can, keep fake it till you make it and go it alone, or you can get it done right. You work with someone like me, and being coached and directed by someone who's done it successfully over and over again. Learn from my mistake, learn from all my other clients' mistakes, and use the process that we've distilled down to really launch your business in the next 90 days. So which do you prefer? I want to give you a rough timeline, kind of what my program would look like. So we'll just talk about the first week. In the first week, you'll get 7 tips. These are actionable items that are delivered to you every day right into your inbox. They're videos that you can watch that give you some actionable items. We're also going to work on your database and nail down some really awesome lender partners. Okay, the second week, add 7 more tips. You'll have 14 total tips. We're going to focus on your CRM. That is the hub of your business to really foster your database and your CRM. We're also going to work on this thing called hot sheets. You have a running tally of deals coming in. It's not just to keep track of them, it's also abundance. You'll see all the opportunities out there. The third week, now you're at 21 tips, we're going to work on your open house. And maybe you've already done open houses, but I see agents do this wrong time and time again. We'll give you the script, we'll give you the sign-in sheet, we'll give you a script for following up with those people that came to tour the house. And then we're also going to talk about inspectors. And inspectors are an important part of your business. You want to have some great inspectors at the ready. In your fourth week, now we're at 28 tips, we're going to focus on your MLS and really understanding how to manipulate your MLS to get you the properties that you really want, to set up some recurring searches, and then also the idea of pop-bys, a great, belly-to-belly contact to make contact with everybody in your database. And that's just the first month. So if this sounds like you and you want to quantum leap your real estate business, then let's talk. Over the next 5 days, we have set a time aside to talk with you and see if I can help you. Now, I only have so much time in the week. We'll talk roughly 30 or 45 minutes, and we'll map out an exact action plan for you to follow so you can hit your goals consistently. And this will probably be the most valuable 30, 40 minutes you spend on your business this year. Let's book a call now. If you're in the first, let's say, 5 years of your real estate business, you are ready for the full cycle real estate system and implement it for consistent income. You know that you're ready for a wildly successful real estate career, and you're ready for a real solution. And if you want the fast route to invest in yourself and to really start making real money in this business, let's talk. So here is the link. It will also be at the bottom of this presentation. And I usually have about 72 people watching this presentation every week. And so my schedule can only handle about 6 or 7 calls every week. So you have to get in for that one-on-one call with me right now. Thank you so much for spending this time with me, and I'm so excited to chat with you.